getting to this next event can be life-changing for many of you guys. It really can be. And what normally happens, guys, when we get to these events, leadership shows up inside you. Leadership starts to develop inside you. You start to feel the energy. You start to get reconnected. You start to believe in the process, right? And you was hearing Miss Angela Berry, who was saying a lot about myself about before I logged onto the call, about how long I've been doing this type of business. I'm over here right now looking through. I got my whole table full over this. I got a table full of notes, old notebooks. I just text Mr. Smith something from when he was doing a training in '08. All right, I just text Janine Durham from when she was one of our leaders way back then, and she did a training, and I took notes from Janine Durham from way back then. That is in 2008. I'm actually going through some of my notes here in '06. All right, from me taking notes at different events. I've been doing this a lot of years. I've been doing this for a lot of years, successfully developing the leader inside myself so I can develop the leaders around me. Write that down. Your stage of mindset is not just for yourself. You got to develop the leader inside of yourself in order for you to develop the leadership around you. Matter of fact, let's say it this way, there's two pillars of leadership. And that first pillar of leadership is the leader that grows in you, the leadership that you grow inside yourself. Two is the leadership you grow inside of others. But you can't grow leadership inside of other people unless you grow inside yourself. Peggy Saunders, when we got this call at 6 and we got a call at 7, as soon as we, in between this call and that call, please give me a call. I want to get with the pastor there. I want to put something on the books that I want to come up to Greensboro, sit down with him. So please make sure you hit me up, all right, today, as soon as we finish. Thank you. So the thing is this, guys, if you have not scheduled for the event, it's really important that you do. I need all hands on deck. And this is the thing. All I want you to do is say you're going to get there. I'm willing to help many of you who don't have a ticket to the event get to the event. I'm willing to help many of you who have not bought your ticket. If you get to the event, all right. If you're willing to say I'm going to get, and this is the deal. I'm talking to every one of you, but I'm talking to my primary leaders as well. Right? Any one of you guys, all you guys are connected to me, and you see yourself as a primary leader connected to me. You are that, right? But people that I'm working with, which is all of you guys right now, I'm telling you, you don't have to go through everybody else. You have to wait to the sidelines, take ownership and leadership in what I'm saying to you. Get to the event. Just say to yourself, Mr. Scott, I want to come to the event. Ms. Nikki Alexandria, I want to come to the event. Walter Smith, I want to come to the event. Angela, I want to come to the event. Peggy, I want to come to the event. Get with your leadership who got you. Maisha, I want to come to the event. Get with your leadership. Even if you're not going to the event because you already said you got, only reason why some people are not going because they already have something else, like they're getting married that day and things like that. Something else is going on. I don't know if I'm into this. Most people are not coming because they got something that was already scheduled. But if you don't have anything scheduled, I want you to say this up, I'm going to come. Just do me that favor. Let me coach you through this process of uncertainty, of doubt, all these things that normally get into our heads that stop us from showing up. Because Mr. Smith and myself, many times, I'm looking at these notes, man. You saw what I sent you, little brother? I sent you the page, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm going through these notes. I'm like, my man was dropping knowledge in '08. I'm like, every call, every time. Because you guys remember, Mr. Smith sponsored me. So I'm taking notes. He was going through, I'm like, I got notes. Every call was like, this call, that call. It was like page after page after page. I'm taking notes. And I'm saying to myself, man, we were saying a lot of these same things back then that we're saying today, which is why I always tell you guys to write the same thing over and over and over again. But I want you guys to understand that many times, guys, I've gotten to events. I didn't know how I was going to get there. I just kept saying, I'm going to go. I just kept saying, not I'm going to go if. I just kept saying, I'm going to go. Many times I didn't have the money. I didn't know where I was going to stay. I didn't know where I was going to, how I was going to eat. I didn't know where I was going to sleep. I just kept hearing that the most successful people in the world was saying, get to the event. Now I'm going to tell you how important this conversation is, so you don't get lost in this process. And let me go ahead and make you a co-host, Coach Catherine. So, because I'm seeing other people are, let me see. Well, matter of fact, because I'm seeing other people are inside. Well, I can't. Somebody got me as a co-host. But please, okay, thank you. Let me make you the co-host because I got to make sure that people are letting people into this chat right now. All right. So, Coach Catherine, you see people showing up. Let them into the chat group right now. Val, you see other people? Because again, some of you guys are gonna be taking notes. And as you're taking notes, other people may be looking down. You may see somebody there. Maisha, I'm making you a co-host. Since Anita, I'm making you a co-host. Val. So I need several of you guys to help me. So if you see people logging in, because I want everybody at the same time. Peggy Son is your co-host. So anybody you see, and I said it because sometimes you may be the co-host, but you may be looking down taking notes. And as you're taking notes, you may miss out on somebody else, and it's fine. Just help each other right now, because I want to make sure everybody, all hands are on deck for this conversation. It's been times when I didn't know what I was going to do. I just kept hearing that mentors say get to the event. And people, I was always saying I wanted this next level of success, but I wasn't always willing to do the things I had to do at first. But I will always still say to myself, when I started hearing them say, just do it, I will always say, my mentor said, do it, I'm just going to do it. Didn't always understand why. Val, you understand that? You know, Val, how many times let me show Mike real quick. How many times have you told me, like once you was battling with the instructions that I would give you at different times. And then once you finally said, once I would say, do something, you say, oh, why, whatever. Then you finally was like, one day you told me many times, you would just say, yes. And then something would happen. Tell them understanding why, even if they don't quite get what I'm saying, you got to just trust that process.
Yes, definitely. So it's happened so many times, guys. Like I even told you guys, I was really hard-headed. He would tell me to do stuff, and I would never say why like that. I wasn't disrespectful, but I would say, I wouldn't understand it. And so in my head, I had questions, and I was trying to figure things out on my own and logically trying to figure it out. But even within the last 90 days, like I've done things I never thought I could do because he would say something, Mr. Scott would tell me to do something, and instead of me saying, how could I do that? I would say, let me be quiet, let me listen. And I would say, how can I do that? How can I make this happen? Because when you say, how can I make this happen, that this should happen, you open yourself up. But as long as you close and you say, how can I do that? I can't do this. I got to do this. I got to work. We ain't got no money. I got to pay this. As long as that's the conversation you're saying to yourself, you are closed and you're not going to get nowhere. But guess what? Let's change it. If your job told you you had to do it, you would then say, how can I make that happen? Okay. So you got the ability to do it. And that's what Mr. Scott has instilled in me. And I just opened myself to accept it. So listen to what he's saying, because guys, it's no joke. Going to these events, they change you. You come back changed, for real. I don't care if you just got in an hour ago. You need to be coming to this event for real. Okay. And I don't make no money after you come to the event, but I know good and well, they've changed me. You come back, something deep inside your heart. When it gets in your heart, listen up. And I'm got to go. I just thought about this. I remember when we transitioned over, and I remember Coach AB, I'm calling you out. Okay. I remember, because I remember there was a certain conference going on for our old company in Vegas, and our headquarters for MDC is in Vegas. And I remember, I could see the pictures. I could see her, going to the TLC event. I'm just going to say it. Oh God, I didn't mean to say it. But then I remember seeing her sitting at the boardroom at My Daily Choice in Vegas. And guys, when Coach AB came back from My Daily Choice in Vegas, which was an event, she was changed. And she can speak on it right now, but she was changed. And y'all know her business took off, okay? She had that fire inside of her that I knew she had. But I'm telling you, it's because she went to the event, which was in Las Vegas at the home office. Same thing happened for me. When I went to Las Vegas, I changed. Oh yeah, this is it. So I'm telling you guys, don't miss this event because it really will change you. Back to you, Mr. Scott.
Good stuff. I appreciate you sharing that. And the thing is, both of you guys are 5Ks in this process, anyway to 10Ks. Now, the thing is this, for everybody, I want you to hear that because we all been there. We all been to the space, and when somebody says something to you, Even if you don't say it verbally, you think it to yourself. You want it to go against, you don't quite understand. You're trying to figure it out. And I've been trying to tell everybody when I'm coaching you and giving you mentorship is basically my experiences. My experiences, knowing what it takes, what I've been through, how to make it happen, how to get over a hump that many of you guys that we're just used to trying to figure out on our own. So we don't make the necessary steps because we keep going, yeah, but I hear you, but let me tell you how, but we keep saying we want to coach. We want to mentor. We want to spend money for somebody to help us, but then when they give us the instructions, or because many of you feel that it's free, you just be like, I hate you, but so you don't let yourself just be humble in this space. Humility is simply recognizing there's something you don't have. And I want you to just say to yourself, just like Mr. Smith always says, what if I just say yes, let me get there? I know we got stuff going on. Listen, nobody can't tell. I know. I've done things when there was funerals going on. I've done things when there was weddings going on. I already know when people say, well, I understand this guy, this happened one time in life. I get that. Trust me, I get that. But I was always just knowing that my business was so important to my overall family spectrum, not just for me in the hype in the moment. Everything about the event is not for the hype of it, even on this call right now. This is not for the hype. It's not for to get you pumped up. It's for me to get to leave you with etchings of your consciousness, right? To get into your mindset. So when we're off this call, we go deeper and then just, yeah, but no, go deeper. Like Val was telling you, she went deeper. So therefore you let it be an experience that you want to experience and say, yes. Coach AB was saying, listen, she was saying, yeah, but Miss Scott, I know. I said, and she wouldn't even want to say it. I'm like, Coach AB, I know what's going on. I know where you at, young lady. Yeah, but you know, Miss Scott, because I want to, I get it. I know where you at. I said, just what I want you to do. Meet me at the corporate office at this event. Go do what you got to do. I'm not saying no to that. Go do that because you already invested that. Your family unit, everybody believes in that. But I'm closely connected at a different level than everything. But I know you don't quite get it. Just go see what's going on and then come meet me here. And once she met me there, she left out. She was like, her whole energy shifted. She got a chance to hear other people, because that's all it is. The experience of other people, it builds you up. It does something on the inside. Then when you come out, you just be bursting. It has to happen. Something happens on the inside where it has to happen. It must happen. And when you get to that space that something must happen, the universe tends to open up. The only difference between many people who don't have the success that they're looking to have is that they overthink it. They slow themselves down from taking a step. They literally keep missing the boat. They literally keep missing the opportunities. That's all it is. Every moment, new moment. I would say, what is it about? What I would say, new moment. What is it? Open it up. New moment.
New moment, moment by moment. That is
new possibility. And
right.
Success is built moment by moment. And when I would say new moment, new possibilities. When you have a new moment, you have a new possibility. Soon if you say yes, it's new possibilities. When you go no, but you're normally reliving the same results that you've been having. But when you say yes, new moment, new possibilities. I exist in that space, which allows when I go down these paths that I don't always understand or know, something always miraculous happens. I went to an event yesterday because I said, I'm telling you guys, I got to get out and about. I'm not telling you guys to do nothing I'm not doing myself. I'm gonna get out and about to my space, North Carolina. I'm gonna find some people. I've been asking people to call me. Let's put some things in place. I'm not getting calls. Let me just go do something. Let me go do it myself. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, in different areas, people are still doing their own thing, but I want to be incorporated into some stuff. But everybody just getting their own stuff together. I'm like, let me go do something myself. So I went to an event. I went to the event not knowing. They was like, this is an event, it's a wine tasting, people gonna be there. All I heard was people gonna be there. I don't care. I don't want to know what's happening, what's coming next. I don't want to know the itinerary. I'm just gonna go. But by the time I go there and I'm connecting with people, as I'm dropping knowledge and just I'm in this space, I'm easy to ask everybody what they do. I'm saying what I do, other stuff. By the time I'm done, people are like, hey, I want you to coach me. Can you help me? I want this right here. I want your service. Now I'm just talking to them about life experiences, but also saying how I'm like, every one of us in this room, from our collaborations, we need to be able to take advantage of this digital space and touch it. When I show people how they can do that, how they can be able to maximize their income, maximize their resources, maximize. And they was like, when I'm done, they're like, the way you spoke, oh my God, I need that. Can you help me with that? And I'm like, what do you have on your budget that you have for continuing education? $1,000. See, people won't spend, you think people won't spend a $199 to get into a $299, but they'll spend $1,000 for coaching and mentorship. Literally last night, I'll give you $1,000 to coach me and mentor me. All of this is, guys, that it becomes new moment, new possibilities. But I was like, I'm not going to take your money for $1,000 to coach you, but I'm going to show you how I can get you set up with this leadership group, Patricia and the other lady who invited you out, how that same 1,000, I can turn that to some income and revenue. But if I had not gone to that event, if I kept going, I don't know. I went to the event knowing that I'm looking to be able to build something just build something with the group, build a connectivity. And then from there, I schedule another time today. Okay, brother, I'm great to meet you here today. Meet me today at this time at 10 o'clock. So I'm gonna drop my granddaughter off. Let's you and I sit down. I'm gonna be in the area anyway. Let's sit back. Yes, let's do that. From by the time we're meeting, as soon as I'm done, okay, when can we do this? When can we do this? When can we launch? I'm like, Sunday. But that was an event. It was me going to the event and getting several people to make moves and take action because I showed up there. Because they showed up to the event looking for hope and looking for answers. I showed up to the event knowing that I'm looking for answers for myself, but knowing I can provide answers because I know from my experience I can help other people. When you come to the event, you already know, guys, that you know how to help the people. We got the business model. You got to have an all-consuming, this got to be maniacal about, I'm going because I'm going to learn what I got to feel, what I got to feel, understand what I understand, because I'm going to be the biggest, baddest, most successful. There's going to be a life-changing thing. It's going to be my lifestyle. It has to be something bigger than just saying, yeah, I'm going to see. I'm literally going to tell you, many of us already paid for tickets. You say yes, I'll make sure. The tickets is like $300. I'll make sure you get into the event. I can't do it for everybody. I'm telling you right now. You guys got to call me. Like, soon as we're done, reach out. I'm going to make sure you get to the event, but you got to get, I don't care. The great thing about getting is this. It's only in Orlando. Say to yourself, it's only in Orlando. Don't go, it's only in Orlando, Florida. It's only there. If you got to rent a vehicle, if you 3 or 4 or 5 people got to drive a vehicle, 6 or 7 of you guys can get together. You got to pick people up along the way. I'm teaching you guys something. Many of you guys never had this experience. That's how many of us has built. We didn't know each other. We just know each other from these calls. We just have to do the phone calls, or we see each other. So we just were like, who else is in this path? And people say, I am. Before you know it, people get into the event with 10 people. I'm telling Josh today, I'm like, yo, Josh, if I got to rent a bus to get people to the event, because I know it can be life-changing for people when they get to the event. But I want you to say to yourself, yes, you coming. I used to sleep in my cars. I used to figure out, we used to go, I remember me and Smith, we used to try to find somebody who had food stamps. we can buy some stamps so we can get some food, get some bread and peanut butter and jelly, all this other stuff that when people see us, oh man, you rocking, Mr. Scott. Yeah, well, those times I just sleep in the car and wash up in the car. And go to the event, go, hey guys, Jason L. Scott first. Didn't have the money to stay at a daggone hotel. But then people want to say, well, how'd you make $100,000 in 90 days? Because you got to be willing to get into a space of where you're sowing into yourself so the universe can bless you back. You got to say to yourself that this is what you really want. Now, I'm not saying that you got to go sleep in your car. You got to say to yourself what you got, because we working together where many people got rooms. Sometimes you can work together with other people who can sleep on a bed, on a cot, on the floor. That stuff is irrelevant. We're not even going to be in the rooms much anyway. All you got to say is, yes, I'm going to go. I'll make sure you get into the space. I need at least 20. Listen, I'll be willing to, let me see. Let me calculate how much that's going to be before I give you guys my whole damn paycheck. Hold on a second. Let me calculate this right here, right? Let me see. I'm saying, I say at least 15 to 20 people. I'll make sure that I'll get you a ticket for like $300 to get into the space. But you got to say yes. I know when you leave out, your life is going to be changed. I know you leave out, a lot of the things that you believe is that's holding you back will remove itself, and you're going to be able to flow the way you need to flow. I know for a fact because I've seen it, I've lived it, I understood it. People don't always understand what I'm saying, but you got to get to the event. Events are where decisions are made. And once they make a decision, something changes inside your life. There's something that I talk about at times, right? I call it the tapestry of leadership. There's a tapestry of leadership, situations, life situations, people who showed up, stories, problems and challenges, all these things that weave in and out your life, that leave in and out around you that you thought were problems, challenges, situations. They taught you some things. They gave you some insights. You got a chance to meet the right people. Even at this moment, this is weaving around to this moment where we are right now. That's giving you the opportunity, I promise you, you've been asking for. I promise you, the opportunity that you're giving right now. I was going through some of my notes, and I literally wrote down in one of my notebooks over there. It was like about 06, 08, about 08, 09, something like that. And I was about to do a talk with the group. And I wrote down, I told him, I said, one of my mentors, it was a reminder. So what I was going to talk about, I said, one of my mentors told me, I said, me, myself, and Mr. Smith, and another gentleman who was leading unity in our organization. I said, we met with a gentleman, and he was a pastor of a church, and he was coaching the mentors, and he told us each, he said, you have this gift of this, Walter. You have this gift of this. No, Smith, you have the gift of this. Westbrook, Mr. Scott, you have this gift of restoration. He said, through your eyes, people are able to see their future, see the possibility. I wrote it down. He was like, through your eyes, people were able to see a restorative measure inside themselves, something. And when he said that to me years ago, I always believed it. So when I be speaking, I speak to the hope they open up people's visions, that they can see past their situations, see past their self-imposed limitations. Everything we have going on right now, guys, we've been in business for 90 days. 90 days. Many of us, some of you guys launched around July, soft launch, quietly, privately. So it's been over 90. The rest of us, people started really in August. So it's really August 1st. We're literally in August, and by the time November comes, November 1st, it'll be like 90 days. You got to ask yourself in those 90 days, how many of the 90 days did you really go in? Don't get me wrong. I know some people have gone their best, but most of the time we're going in with the level of knowing that it's going to work. Most people be in 90 days. It's like going to the gym for 90 days, but you go to the gym 90 days, and when you look back and people have been taking pictures of you, I've been going to the gym, but I got all the videos of you on the treadmill eating a donut, or on the treadmill you're standing while the thing is rolling, but you got your arms right here, or it's walking and you like this. And you're not really going hard. So you feel like you at the gym, but you're not really working out. And you want to know why you didn't get the results. You at the gym, but every time somebody look at you at the gym, they got pictures of you. So you got to ask yourself, when you're here, how many times have you really been working out? Have you been going at this thing every day, knowing that it's compounding on each day? And if the answer has been yes, but you got to be true with yourself. You got to be truthful with yourself. Because for me, it's no. I did my very best. I had challenges, stuff that every few days is going on. I've had stuff going on with my mental faculties, other stuff like that and stuff. A few days out, my energy levels was low. So I know if I'm dope at this in real life. So you got to ask yourself, how much did you really go at? How many times do you really say to yourself, I'm going to give this thing 90 days? 90 days, I was doing my very best. And out of 90, I showed up more, almost 90 days out of 90 days. So the results that show up in my life is supposed to, but it's a culmination. It's also a culmination.
My day, I'm so happy and grateful now. Wish it's 6:30 p.m.
It's a culmination of all these damn books and years and books and notebooks and all this other stuff that I'm writing in and stuff, and I'm taking notes in, and everything that I have around me and books that I have over there and notes after notes after notes and notebooks after notebooks after notebooks and all the stuff that I have around and stuff, man. A bunch of notebooks everywhere. All the stuff that I have, all these years and years and years of taking notes and writing stuff down and showing up and doing the things I got to do. Being accountable for what it is that I said I want to do. Because I want this to be my lifestyle. It would be a way of life for me. To empower and change the lives of people. Helping other people get what they want, you get yours in the process. But like I said, you got to grow the leader in yourself first before you grow the leaders in other people. You got to show up for yourself first. Then other people are show up for you as well, because now you can lead other people. If you don't show up for yourself first, you're going to be doubtful. You're going to be wondering. You're going to feel like it's not really working itself out. So write these things down real quick, right? Write these things down. Let me see something. Let me see if I can even, I think, well, I forgot I got my old, let me see something here. Let me see if this may work this way. Can you guys see that right there? Did I change it around? Can you, I'm not saying, can you, did I change it with this? Can you see this right here, Val? S-I-X, is that 6 or is it backwards?
No, it's forward. It's
Okay,
yes.
so all I want to know is forward. Don't worry. I don't worry about if you guys can understand it. I want to know if it's forward first. All right. Then I'm gonna tell you what to write down. These things I want to talk about today. All right. There's something I wrote on the board right before this. I can remind myself. It says, "Fame is what other people give you. Peace is what you give yourself." Fame is what other people give you. Peace is what you give yourself. When you're going through this process of building this business, you're not doing it for the fame, you're doing it for the peace. I do this stuff. I know people go, oh my God, he's the 100K affiliate. He's the leader of this right here. I don't do it for that. I do it for the peace of mind that I can have when I'm helping my family, when I'm doing the things I got to do, when I'm able to, that's what I do it for. I do it for my peace. I become a success for my peace, because success means different things to different people. Success is not 6 or 7 figures. It's whatever your goals are, whatever your dreams are, whatever your accomplishments are, whatever you're looking to accomplish, and you're able to reach these things. You want to be a teacher and you got your teaching degree, you're a success at that right there. If you want to be an entrepreneur, doing whatever your goals are, your desires are, you hit your goals and your dreams and desires, and you're feeling a level of peace because you got it done, you accomplished it, that's success. But in our business and what we have going on, you got to decide what it means to you, but don't worry about the fame of it. The reason why I say that is first is because I don't want you to keep looking at everybody else and going, yeah, but they beating me, they're ahead of me, they're behind me. Why is it not happening for me? Don't look at all that. Do it for your own peace. Do it for your peace. Do it for your state of mind. Do it for your energy. Do it for your success. Do it for you to be in your winning formula. Do it for yourself. Do it because it's necessary for you to do it. That's what I want you to do this thing for. All right, so let's write this down. First, I wrote down her convention. Write this down. I wrote down convention, closeout, binary, G3 optimize. I'm gonna go through it again. Rank goal, income goal, strategy. All right, so convention, closeout, binary, G3 optimize, rank goal, income goal, and then strategy. So we talked about the convention. That's why I started, because I wanted everybody, I just need you guys to say, yes, I'll help you. And I pray that many of us will help each other. I know there's been times when, like nowadays, people get to the space, this is the deal, and I'm gonna be honest with this, right? I tell people, in some communities, right, I remember when I would come out, let's say in a community, and people will come out of the house and they would go, man, look at all those Mexicans living in that house over there, or those Latinos living in that house. That's crazy. That can never be me. 4 or 5 of them in the house. That's stupid. I ain't living like that with nobody. I'm not living that way. But they're 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them live in the house. Many come from another country. They don't even know each other half the some of the time. They just come together with a plan that they're going to live together and do something here in America. And so they can go from being in a group to owning their own. And then they'll be living next door to somebody who'd be like, Man, ain't nobody living with me. I don't got no time for that right there. I don't got no time for that. Just get out of here. I'm not, nobody can be in my space. But then when things get rough and you can't afford it, you get kicked out or you lose your space. When you get kicked out and lose your space, or you may live with somebody and they be your friend for a while. Then when later on somebody said, what happened to your friend? Man, forget them. I don't got no time for that. That's what I want about living with me anyway. And by the time they left, you couldn't afford it on your own. You left, 4 or 5 of them here. They're moving. They'll grab the house over here. Before you know how I know it to be true, because there's places where it used to be blacks and whites, or all blacks, and then there's blacks and Latinos and whites. Then whites might have left out blacks and Latinos. Before you know it, a lot of the block is Latino. But the only reason why I say it, because they have a plan. There's no disrespect to it. They just have a plan. You know how I know? Because I asked the question. And this ain't me just making it up. I literally asked the question. I'm saying, because we just know that people eventually we come with the plan that one day we're gonna own this house and maybe the house next door. And as people move out, we try to grab that house up. So before you know it, they done got a whole block. You know why? Because they'll be willing to come together, work together, because they work together with a plan to succeed together, making sure that as time goes on, they all have a chance to own their own. And where we are right now, many of us have to be willing to go into this process where we're willing to work together to own our own. So when I talk about the conventions, that's why, because I want you to get to work. If you gotta work out a plan to get together so we can own our own, then let's work together so we can own our own. Give me a second here. Other thing is closeout. Closeout is this, right? We know that we have the 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, right? So we've got the rest of today. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 days, right? 3 days if you discount today, but we still early in today, you can do the rest of today. You got 4 days to hit your goal. 4 days, all right? In these 4 days, you have to make sure at the end by October 31st, you have to be binary qualified. One of the ways we get paid, all right? One of the ways we get paid is in the binary. And getting paid in the binary means you have to be binary qualified. If you have not gotten binary qualified, you have to say what binary qualified is. You having 90 points, 90 in volume points. You may have bought several bags of something yourself to get 90. You may have bought some other products. You may have bought some of the Relief or the Revive. I got all that stuff. I got the Relief, I got the Revive, I got the Refresh, I got all this other stuff that I'm using for myself. So you got to have you got somebody on your left, somebody on your right at 90 points to make sure that you are active. All right, in order for you to get your binary paycheck. Even if you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't have a big team. You still want to actually you lead up one, lead up many. I can't lead one, can't lead any. You get it done yourself. Make sure that you yourself are active at 90. You got somebody on your left and your right who's active at 90. One of the ways you get paid is in the binary. And only for you to get paid in the binary, you got to be binary qualified. If you are not binary qualified and you have volume that's been saved up and you're supposed to get a paycheck for this at the end of the month, if you're not binary qualified because either let's say you got 2 people who did it, but you yourself going, I'm gonna wait till my smart shit next month before I do it. And you're supposed to make money on the binary, you're supposed to be getting paid your 15% of this right here, which could help you pay your rent, pay your subscription or whatever. If you're not binary qualified, that's gonna go to 0. So make sure, so it don't go to 0, you yourself are binary qualified. I hope you're taking notes on this because you got to make sure everybody knows this to get binary qualified, to make sure you're binary qualified. All right, so that's one of the ways you get paid. And then also understand this, once you binary qualified, and I'm binary qualified, and my people are binary qualified, when I get a paycheck, because this is me, and in the binary, you get paid for what you're building on your left and what you're building on your right. Check match bonuses, which is another way of how we get paid, is what I make on my left. This is me, and what I make on my right. So if my check is $1,000 because you sponsor me, you can make 30. My check would be I make my $1,000, you get 30% of $1,000. But in order for that to happen, I have to be binary qualified too. If I'm not, I get no money in the binary, which means you get no check match bonus. You have to be binary qualified yourself, and you got to make sure people are binary qualified so they can get their paycheck. You help them get their paychecks, then you're going to get the other way we get paid, which is check match bonuses. You get a chance to get paid your check match bonuses. Am I making sense? All right. So making sure that you are binary qualified, your people are binary qualified is important. All right. One of some of the most important things. Now, G3 Optimus, this is end of the month, so I got to make sure you guys get this. I can't wait until Sunday or Monday. I got to be talking about it now, so you can go to work the next couple of days and make sure it happens. G3 Optimize, that basically means this. Many of you guys are trying to get your rank of 1K or above. To get 1K, all right, it has nothing to do with the binary. It has to do with every person that you personally sponsor or customers that you get, all right? Now you have to have customers or whatever. Now, binary is affiliates that you sponsor into the business. When it comes to your rank, you can generate volume from your customers or from your affiliates. All right. Binary, they have to be people who are affiliates in the business, not two customers, affiliates, people who are doing the business. Your rank, they could be customers or affiliates. So let's say you have to have at least 3 affiliates. You can't have only 2. That's why we say I got my 2 to get binary. You think about the wrong thing. This is not that. This ain't just binary, get your 2 and you through. 1 and done, 2 and through. It's not that. You got to make sure that you are getting a minimum of 3 people. 3 people that you have, like 3 different legs of businesses, whether you have a rep, an affiliate, or whether you have a customer. Let's say you got an affiliate who's out building the business and they're getting people into the business and they generated 1,000 in volume themselves. Like some people right now on the call, they have generated 1,000 in volume because they sponsor people who got 1,000 in volume points. And if you got 1,000 in volume points, but yet you yourself can only count 500 points, 50% of this one person can you count on your rank to 1K. 50%, if you're trying to get 5K, you only can count 2,500. If you're trying to get 25K, divide that by 2, whatever that number is. That's the most you can use. I think it's like 12,500 or something like that. 12,500, the most you can count from 50% of your total rank will only come from one leg of business, or one team that you sponsor from a leg of business you got here and you're building out. So you have to make sure that you get at least 3 people. So you're G3 optimized, because you can't hit the rank, even if you got the volume, you got 500 points here and 500 points here, because your customer got 500 points or another rep got 500 points, that's still 1,000. But if you don't have at least 3 people, you're not optimized to hit that rank. So make sure, guys, that these next couple of days, we got a call at 7 o'clock tonight. Emo was asking me, what calls we doing over the weekend? I'm like, I can do calls. I can schedule calls all throughout the weekend for you guys. This weekend is important. I want to make sure there's several things happening. Oh, also, I want to make sure, let me see, what's it called? 5K fly-ins. Write that down as well. 5K fly-ins. 5K fly-in. All right, and we'll talk about that in a second. Well, let's talk about it now. Hitting your rank right now. We got 2 weeks after the convention, we have the 5K and above fly-ins. Now, I'm not sure if Nikki's on the call right now, whether I know she was doing some other stuff, but the 5K fly-ins, there's qualifications you have to meet in order for the company. The first one is, if you hit 5K, you get your flight, or your other stuff, they'll get your room. You hit 10K, they make just your flight. Somebody's 10K, right? 10K to do your flight. You got the information, Val? Open your
10K, Mr. Scott. Oh.
Go ahead. Either one of you guys. Go ahead. 5K,
they're gonna pay for your hotel room. 10K, they pay for hotel room and your flight.
Good stuff. Thank you. So 10K and above, they pay for your hotel room and your flight. All right. Now at 25K and other stuff, they got other things they got going on for that as well. When you get there to the event, we got photo shoots and a bunch of other stuff we have going on. They may even, and if you're coming from out the country, they may do even an extra day. There's other things. So the bottom line is this: you got these next several days. Normally, these last 3 to 4 days is where numbers jump. People go from where they had no K to 1K, where they had 500 points to 5K. These last several days of the month, Ty, is when people get into a state of mind like they got to pay their bill, they got to pay their rent, they got to pay their car note. That same energy where it has to happen, something starts to transition before you know it. You start, I've been there, where I wasn't sure how I was going to pay the rent or pay the mortgage or pay my car note, and they was coming to get it. And all of a sudden, I found the money just happened to come because in my mindset, I got to get this thing done. Because I wasn't just thinking about myself. I'm thinking about if I lose my house, the kids gonna be in the streets. If I get to lose a car, I can't get to work. I can't do this right here. So in my mindset, I gotta get this money. Then before you know it, the wait is always made. Many of us have been very resourceful in this energy for years. Transition that energy to here. It's like, no, I gotta get that. I gotta get this 1K. Listen to me. This ain't just talk. This has to be something this is closeout. In the closeout space, this is an energy that generated in the closeout space. You buy into the energy. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. I can't explain it other than the fact that the universe tends to deliver. Many of you guys, even Val, I'll get it done. I get this thing done. The last second. I'm like, Val, just keep on going. She's like, I know, I'm keep going. I didn't have to say, Val, you can do this. She's like, I'm keep going. I got this. I'm like, I know, girl, keep going. Same thing with Coach AB. Mr. Scott kept showing it. It was like numbers was still like a big gap. All of a sudden, last second, boom. But it's like going to the event. You say, I'm going. No matter what, I'm going. The way will tend to be made. When you're doing this work right here, the way tends to be made. But you have to be like, listen, it's going to happen. All right? So make sure, guys, in your mindset, I'm going to be at the 5K flying. I'm going to be at the 5K flying. Matter of fact, I'm going to have them pay for it. So let me get this 10K knocked out. Stop thinking that it can't happen. I was able to do 10K in 7 days. And we didn't even have the same, back then we didn't have all the people that we have right now. I just had the belief and we started getting people in. You guys got a lot of us that we can work. Some of you guys got people to work with in the same note. We just had the energy going and myself plus the group was moving together collectively. But I just kept thinking to myself, I have to get that goal. You know why? Because I kept thinking about my rank goal and my income goal. That's why I said, write that down. When I was trying to hit my rank, it was because I needed to get the rank because I knew it was attached to income. I wasn't just trying to do the rank because I wanted the fame. I wanted the peace. That's why I led with this first. I didn't want the fame. I wanted the peace of mind. So I let me hit my rank goal because I knew that rank of 10K was going to give me an extra $4,100. That's why. Pay my mortgage, pay some other stuff. That's what I was thinking. Didn't know how, who, where. I didn't care. I just kept saying, it's got to happen. It wasn't, I'm going to try, oh, well, it ain't going to happen. So let me go back to find a job. No, I couldn't do that. I was like, no, I ain't worked for anybody in 20 plus years. I'm not, get a job and do what? There's no way I can catch up. With all the stuff I got going on, there's no way that I can catch up with it's not going to happen. There's no way that $20 an hour is going to $30. I'll give you 100. There's no way it's not going to catch up to where I can get paid what I got to get paid. Where I can make $20,000 in a month, $30,000 in a month with a high school diploma without working 120 hours a week. It's not going to happen. So I was like, I'm going to make this one happen. That's all it is. That's all it was. But I was focused on my rank goal and my income goal. Let me see what time is it, right? All right. So now, with that being said, the last thing we'll talk about now, when it comes to strategy, a few strategies you can use in order for you to get that thing done. One is inventory. You guys were on the training call a couple of days ago, all right? So write that down. Your inventory of you saying to yourself, let me make sure that I'm going to purchase products that I'm going to either use for myself. Matter of fact, let me see something here. Let me see if I wrote down something here. Let me see something here. If I wrote it here, let me see. I wrote it down as I was going through my old notes, Val, compile, because a lot of times I like to compile things that I forgot into one notebook. So I got the old thing. I forgot all about that. So let me see something. I wrote something down here. Let me see if it was in this one. I wrote down from my old notes. I said, people who believe in something are believable. Let me see. I wrote down what I said many times before. Never hate the process. Because you remember many times I would tell people, I would say, never hate. Because when you start to hate, you will secretly conspire against that what you hate on an unconscious level. So I rewrote it down, even though I had it, and I'll say it as a quote, never hate the process. Many of you guys are like, man, I hate that I got to do another call. Hate that you will secretly conspire against that what you hate on an unconscious. You don't want to do it. You literally don't want to do it, and your mind, everything will conspire for you to get that feeling that you're getting, that it's not going to work. Because in your mindset, man, I hate doing this, I hate having to go through this process. Everything will conspire on a subconscious level in order for you to miss that goal, for you to keep on hating. Let me see. I'm trying to find this one thing that I want to better say. Let me see if I wrote it here. Give me 1 second here. Let me see if I wrote this down. Give me a second. Shit, I done compiled all my notes, throw all my stuff on the thing over here, but it's something I want to be able to go through before I wrap up the call. When we wrap it up, let me see something here. Let me see what I wrote in this one right here. Because some notes about, I'll put down quotes and other things. I did other notes, I put down trainings that I have, so I can kind of go back to a quick training, like 3 reasons for inventory. 3 reasons for inventory. 1, just I'm glad I got to see. I just wrote it down. Just wrote it down from my old notes as a reminder, even though I know it. You know the stuff. I mean, sometimes we said it, but we don't say it enough. So write it down so you always say it. 3 reasons for inventory. 1, all right, it's a sip. You got to use the product yourself. So you want to have inventory so you can sip. Now, sipping, write this down, is proportionate to your household. When you use, that means the products you're going to use are proportionate for your household. Don't just be like, well, I'm just going to get me one Trim 365 if you and your wife trying to lose weight, or you and your guy trying to lose weight, if you and your family. Don't just be like, I'm just going to get one detox bottle when you and your wife need to poop. You and your guy need to poop. You and your children who you know going through challenges need to poop. So don't just get one, think proportionate to your household, right? If you know you got other things going on, get products that you can use that's proportionate to your household when you're sipping. So when you're getting inventory based on what you're going to use for the month, don't think about, well, I got to spend this. No, this is what I'm using for my overall health, and these are reasons why, right? 2 is sample, right? When you have your inventory and you're sampling, make sure you understand sampling is, first of all, is you got to give the instructions. Never sample people without giving them the instructions on how it's going to work. It's from my old notebook in 2008. Same stuff I'm teaching right here, right? It's a 2008 notebook, right? Same thing that we still say today, right, Val? You know what I'm saying? So make sure you give instructions. Tuan, you just said the same thing to you guys on the call the other day. Make sure when you sample, so don't just give your stuff away, because in your mind, you might just throw it on the streets corner. Give instructions on what to do, how to use it, all this other stuff. When you're sampling, you want to make sure you sample one for exposure. That way, like some people, they want to have the taste. I want to see what it tastes like. See what it's going to do for me. So I want you to have it for exposure, and 2 for confirmation. So when you make sure you sample people, sample them so they can have exposure. And let's say you're sampling this right here. So if you got inventory for you to actually sample, because you got product you're using for yourself, now you got to have products that you can sample. So you're buying product to give away or to sample people. You got to make sure you're not just saying, I'm going to give person one. They may or may not feel the energy. They may or may not. You may say, let me go ahead and give this too. You may say, let me give this to you for this process, that when you're sampling people, you want them to be able to have confirmation that something is working. So you may have to sample more than just one. The fuel factor X, you don't just sample one. Because they got to have one for the exposure of it, 2 for the confirmation of it. So therefore, once they use it, they see, then they believe in it. Am I making sense? All right. And then of course, 3 is the sell. So sip, sample, sell. Those are 3 reasons for inventory. So when we're saying get inventory, that's a strategy for you to get inventory for your personal use, your sampling use, what you're going to sell. So you got to have inventory for all those different things. So when you're looking to do that, now you understand that when you're looking to, you're going to get the products anyway. You can create a customer account. If you don't know how to do it, one of us makes sure you understand how to do it. You can purchase, this is you. Don't purchase it through do not purchase it through yourself. Get it through you, because you got to use it anyway. You got to sell it anyway. You got to sample it anyway. Get it through yourself. So if you happen to get $200 worth of stuff, or $400 or $500 in volume points, just make sure you do it to where you can spread it out. You may get a customer account over here, may get another. Think about customer accounts is you can set up a customer account. You can have the volume, you can have the points yourself, and you can send the points. And again, you don't have to worry about how to do it. We'll teach you how to do it when it's time for you to do it. You can purchase stuff yourself, get the volume points. You can send it to your customer account that you create. So that way you don't have to have a credit card for the account, and you can use it to buy whatever you want to buy. It can go back to yourself. You can sell so that means you get it at a discount. You're getting paid for it yourself. You're getting paid for it. And now when you're getting paid for it, you actually can also get paid for it when you rank up. And you ranking up, not just to rank up, but reminder, we get paid multiple levels for people joining the business, multiple levels for check match bonuses, right? And because you get paid multiple levels, the higher the rank, the more levels you get paid. That means when you got me on the first level, you sponsor me, but I put 100 people in. That means 100 people on your second level. Let's say if somebody on your fourth or fifth level put in 100 people, one person, and you got 5 people, and they all put in 100 people, you got 1,000 people on your fifth level. But because you're not even qualified, you're not even getting paid 4 levels, you're missing out on the fast start bonuses or the jump start bonuses that you can get paid because you haven't ranked up. Which is why I say rank goals equal income goals. Am I making sense? You want to rank goals because you have income goals. To hit your income goals, you got to make sure that you rank yourself up. So don't nobody tell you don't focus on the rank. You do the rank because it's going to give you, for you doing it for your own doing it for your own belief, your own, I want to do it for me. Not because, oh my God, people are going to think, no, do it for yourself because you want, because your job ain't promoting you. Your friends probably they think you sloughing. You're not gonna be nothing. Like my friends, you think me, look at you. I'm coming around tied in my suits and my ties. My friends, look at Dick Dr. Love, Dick and Dr. Reverend Scott. They want to make jokes. Everybody in their Tim boots, Corey. Everybody in Timberland boots and everything. I walk up, everybody want to start laughing at me, Coach Catherine. Look at him, Deacon Dr. Love, Reverend Scott. Because they want to joke and laugh because I'm talking about I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. Coming amongst all my friends who smoke, sitting around on the corner smoking weed, and I'm coming up talking about I'm gonna be a boss. Look at you, Deacon Dr. Love, Reverend Scott. But I still was like, no, I'm gonna do this for myself. I'm gonna get promoted for myself. I'm gonna be a success for myself. I'm gonna make this thing happen for myself. Or like my brother who laughed at me, emo, when I was getting busy and he's talking to one of my other old friends. Oh yeah, he told me he gonna make money in that network. He a damn fool. Until I rolled up in my first vehicle that I rolled up in. That was a luxury vehicle. Then after that, oh, this is my brother right here. Move out the way, y'all. Pull up over here, brother. But I was like, let me do it for myself. Let me do it for me. So I need to make sure you guys understand that when we're doing this work, let me see what time is it. We're doing this work, we're doing it because we know we have to make sure we hit our rate goals, income goals. So we got the inventory strategies, sales strategies, and make sure, guys, you know that over the weekend, you can actually do some promotions with your people. Write that down, promotions as well. You can tell some of your customers if they place an order with you today, they have to send it to you, Cash App, give you cash for it. If you send it to me, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to give you a free. You buy this, I'm gonna give you free coffee. You buy this, I give you free this right here. I buy this, I give you free that. You got a bunch of stuff that we can sample that you can give. If they buy one, you can sample us some other stuff. What's that, Val? Go ahead and open your mic, Val.
No, it's just I put some coffees together. This is how I sample coffee, or I actually sell it like this. There's like 5 of them together in this little thing. It's really nice.
Good stuff. I appreciate that, young lady. And guys, let me wrap up the call. I know we got a 7 o'clock call. I wanted to make sure that I was able to give you guys we're at the end of the month, guys. This stuff is important. This ain't just happenstance. It's just not just a conversation. You don't have to understand it all. Once we expose you to it, make sure you spend some time with your leader, myself, asking questions. Let me make sure I'm able to figure this stuff out. You, Miss Nore, you got me? I'm gonna meet with you guys individually these next couple of days. My granddaughter like, Papa, can I stay for the weekend? Yes, you can. I'm gonna be at the house. I'm not going nowhere. I gotta make sure I'm on who else Who else on the call? Wait, okay, meet me at Zoom. Meet me on Zoom. Eyes gonna be red. I don't care. We got work to do. We got to close out. I got to make sure that you able to feed your family and take care of your family. Keep my promise to my mother that I'm going to empower the lives of my people. It's serious. So before I let everybody go, any leader have any last minute comments, statements, anything they want to share before we done with this call today? And mute your mic. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I locked all y'all out. All right, good stuff. Any leader, that means some of you guys, I don't care who you spoke ready, jump out.
Hey,
Last
Mr. Scott, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear, Mr. Smith.
Hey, good stuff. Let me turn the light on. I'm over here in the darkness. But you know, I just first of all, I appreciate the call, and I just really want to share with everybody, just kind of like not a training, but just a simple note that a lot of times if you say no in your mind, you're right. And it's crazy because I've trained so many people and they'll come on, you got to understand. I'll be like, you're right. If you think something, you are 100% right, whether it's wrong or it's right, whether it's good or it's bad, you're right. And I just remember how many times you and I were going to events and I was like, man, I don't think I'm gonna make this event. You'd be like, yo, we going. And then somebody would rent a van. Somebody would have a buddy pass. You know, somebody would have, we've driven from Virginia all the way to Texas. That's 24 hours in a car, but we got to the events. So a lot of times you just got to say yes, like Mr. Scott says, and then the things start to materialize. But as soon as you say no, every excuse that comes up will support that no. Now I can't go to the event. Then all of a sudden a bill comes up. You see, I can't go. But if you said yes and a bill comes up, you'd be like, that's why I got to go because I can't keep having these bills. And just so you know, we've all been through it before. You know, I said I'm going to the event. I'm definitely going to the event. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a lot of stuff going on. It's gonna be about, let me see, about $300 for the ticket. I'm gonna call Mr. Scott. Him and I are gonna room together so that we'll split that cost. That'll be about another $300. And then all of a sudden I told the family, listen, November, I'm going to Orlando. So November 4th is my son's birthday. So the missus is like, oh, you're not gonna be here for his birthday. I'm like, I gotta go to the event. I'm like, he's young, he's not gonna remember it, but I gotta go to the event. So guess what happened? She said, okay, good. Well, this is what we'll do. You're going to Orlando, you go to the event, and we'll go out and have a good time. So now my event that was gonna cost maybe $1,000 is $1,000 just for the tickets. Now, instead of me rooming with somebody, now I'm there for 4 nights. But you know what? My vibration is still good because that's the way it's supposed to be. And now me going to the event has a different set of intensity because now I gotta go get what I gotta get to come back and get busy. Just say yes. Say yes. Don't feel any kind of way about it, but just believe that whatever you're going for is there for you. Thank you, Mr. Scott. Turn it back over to you.
I appreciate you so much, sir, for just sharing that. Thank you so much, guys. And like you said, we got you guys. Just say yes. I'll make you get into the event. All of a sudden, we got to get hamburger meat. I don't care what we got to do. We're going to fry chicken with paper bag and aluminum foil. We're going to make sure we eat. We're going to make sure you're good. Just come to the event. I don't care if you sleep, whatever, because I want your life to change. It's going to be a story you're going to have on that right there, guys. All right. Any other leader have anything they want to share before we're done?
I do real quick. So I definitely want to just let everyone know that I have space available for 2 people. So get to the event, reach out to me and let me know, and we will definitely work something out. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You know, I appreciate it. See, that's what I'm talking about, guys. A way will be made. Gandhi 7, you're fighting for a just cause. The right people tend to pop up. They pop up and they materialize. Thank you so much for that, young lady. Anybody else when we're done? All right, guys. Listen, guys. Yes. Who was that?
Can you hear me? This is Peggy.
Yeah, Miss Saunders, go ahead, young lady. Take it away.
Just want to know if you guys get there, I promise you'll be fed. I'll cook your meal. I'll be there for a week.
Good stuff. Thank you so much. See, now you got something to eat. What's your excuse now? Oh, I can't. My belly gonna be touching. No, it ain't. She told you. She gonna feed you. You're gonna be eating. All right. Appreciate you, lady. Thank you so much. Anybody got any last? Who was that was about to speak? Heard somebody else? Okay, great. Good stuff, guys. Hey, guys, listen. Make sure you follow up. Follow this plan. DM me, hit me up so we can be able to put this plan in action. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for showing up for today's mastermind group, guys. This is really what this is. All right, even though we call it a team huddle, it's a mastermind. We got the plan, we got the opportunities, we know what we're going to do next. So after that, guys, I know we got a guest or so that may have hopped onto the call, so we got to get into our 7 o'clock opportunity call. So if you're a guest, you're logging on. If you see, look around, you see all these other people who are already doing what it is that you're taking a look at for the very first time. They're bosses, and you're looking at a team and a circle of bosses. So when I share with you this amazing business plan, you're gonna have a better understanding, and you'll see the type of people you're gonna be connected to. So guys, I appreciate each and every one of you guys who logged on to our team huddle. You can unmute your mics and say good day, and the rest of you guys who staying on for the 7 o'clock, stay on to the
Good day.
Good night, everybody. Good night, good night, good night, good night.
Okay, good stuff, good stuff. Let me go ahead and get this thing ready to rock and roll, guys. I know many of you have logged on for tonight's call. Somebody had invited you to this amazing call. They wanted you to hear about this amazing project that we literally have launched just a few months ago. Matter of fact,